All right, the first New York Mets game that was on SNY is in the books, which means it's the first time I appear for a post-game stream. I have co-host Andrew as we're going to be talking about the second game. I mean, Carson and Andrew did a post-game of the first game, so if you guys want to watch that afterwards, you are more than welcome to. But always good to see the New York Mets pick up a victory, even though these games do not count. Winning 5-2, a lot of the regulars were out there as far as position players are concerned. I mean, you see on our top stores, we have Nimmo. He's resting on the line for the next 3 days. So we'll get into that later. But other than Nimmo, for the most part, you saw a lot of the ace guys for the Mets. Now, it was good to see Lindor out there, the new rich Jeff McNeil, slim down Alonso and Vogelbach. You see Mark Canha. You saw all the catchers. So a lot of good stuff. Andrew, what was your main takeaway from this second game of the day for the Mets?
Well, we got to run the intro. We got a beautiful intro we got to run.
Oh my goodness, I can't even find that stuff.
It's been a while. We're
it is. Okay, intro rolls. There we go. So, of course, I played the outro. It's spring training for all of us. We got to get the rust off, get the cobwebs off.
It's what spring training is for.
That's my bedtime anyway. So, just glad to be here. Anyways, Andrew,
just glad to be alive at this point.
Yeah, exactly. At this age, I mean, you're lucky to get me past 9 o'clock. All right, what were your takeaways?
I mean, I'll save narrative ball for later. But again, like I said, majority of the lineup that you'll see every day. So Vogelbach to shift, already making a banning of the shift. Already playing into it. Yes, it's one game, but Chungus 2 hits through the holes that would have been outs. Abraham Almonte having a nice little game. Again, he'll probably end up in Syracuse, but, hey, switch hitter, popped a nice little double, got another one of those cheesy singles. The first baseman in Miami was not a great defense. It was not Keith Hernandez over there, let's just say that. Obviously, the polar bear, that's the main thing, and people made a big deal about, hey, Pete's one of these guys who has one of those rituals, especially with the pitch clock now. How is he going to be effective? Hell, 3 for 3 at a homer first game with the new pitch clock. I think he's doing fine. Lindor, hitting a walk. McNeil, of course, there's some of these crappy little shift beating singles. Even with no shift, he's still finding a way to just cue ball him there. And Eduardo Escobar, he was there. He almost died, which was kind of Joey Cora. I think is Joey Cora a closet Brett Beatty fan? I think that was the main point. But then
make the decision for the Mets.
Hey,
I feel that's gonna be the main storyline of this spring training. Brett Beatty getting off to a great start, Escobar not so much. So it's all gonna be about that third base battle. A lot of people are gonna want to see Beatty take over, and again, he's supposed to. I mean, like Escobar is here as a placeholder. Beatty is the future. No one's gonna deny that. So it's Beatty's job to lose. I mean, he could take over and just win the job outright, but I think for Pete Alonso and adjustments, I think this might help him a little bit. The fact that there is this rush, because we've seen so many times where Pete Alonso, his biggest flaw is himself. When he's pressing too much, when he's chasing too much, when he's overthinking, I think that just step into the box and get ready and just read and react. I think that's where Pete Alonso's at his best. What I like the most is that for the most part, he was just staying very level. I mean, these were all line drives, just really strong exit velo. He had one ugly chase, but other than that, for the most part, he looked like he was in midseason form. So that's always great to see in the first at-bat. And it's just going to be a lot of adjustments for most of these guys. Daniel Vogelbach, how does he get affected with a shift or without a shift? Him also losing weight. Hopefully that helps. But I do think that Lindor, you might see an improvement too when he's batting from the left side, maybe even Escobar, all pretty much any of these left-handed bats. Seeing how all these guys play with all these different rules is going to be very interesting. And then on the flip side, I mean, the Mets, how will their pitching be, with all these ground balls getting through? I mean, I just hope that in general, we do see more offense, and in general, we see shorter games. Mets score 5 runs, games over 2 hours, 34 minutes. Will that be the change? I hope so. They said that not all of the rules.
None of the rules.
Yeah,
which makes no sense. You have the WBC. You're implementing new rules, but then you're not going to do the new rules in the World Baseball Classic. So you're going to have guys, like they said on the broadcast, first 2 weeks of spring training, pitch clock. Can't throw over. You're getting adjusted to these new rules, and then the 12 or so guys that the Mets have that are going to be in the WBC are going to play in it, and it's going to be like last year. So they're losing some of the muscle memory of, hey, okay, now I can only do it 2 times. I can throw over 2 times. I got 15 seconds to hit. So I don't, again, Manfred, I don't understand. It's a simple. I get because obviously you look at Japan, they don't do those kind of rules, and most of those guys in Korea and the United States, and some even in the Dominican Republic, all around the world, they don't have it. It's just a Major League Baseball thing. So I understand it. It just kind of is weird, especially maybe you wait a year to implement this, but I guess they were hell bent on getting these rules done and in this year, and it's an adjustment. And I think some of the guys will be back soon because I think a couple of teams will be out pretty soon, so they'll only miss about a week or two of that, and then going back to getting used to it. Where you got Team USA, Marte's not playing on nobody. We don't have anybody in the Dominican Republic team, right?
Correct.
No, we've got PR and other, but I don't think we have any DR guys. So of the 2 juggernauts, obviously we just have Brooks, Pete, and Jeff. Everybody else will be back within probably that 2-week stretch with Lindor and the other guys. So again, it's just kind of getting guys back and getting used to these new rules. It's a weird year for rules to be implemented, especially with that, because this is what spring training is all for: learning the new rules, getting adjusted to this new system, and then you're going to have guys. Some teams, half the roster, especially with the Mets and Cardinals, half their roster are going to go play in the WBC and play a completely different game than they're going to play on March 31st.
Yeah, and the thing is that they say, oh, well, what about the other teams? The Dominican Republic team is mostly MLB players. So, I mean, the fact that they're trying to adjust it for some other countries, it's like you're really looking at the teams that are probably going to get bounced early. I mean, a lot of these teams, Venezuela, Japan, like there's plenty of MLB players on them. So, again, it's just kind of silly, but that's just how baseball is with the rules and the way they implement it. This counts for this, but not during these games. They always have something going on. I don't think Pete Alonso will break a bat until the regular season. I hope he doesn't break any over his knee in spring training. I mean, one of the other things that was kind of interesting is that Jeff McNeil, I mean, talk about the difference. Escobar slid head first in the home plate. Jeff McNeil didn't slide at all into home plate, and he had to stop on a dime since he didn't slide. And that's another recipe for hamstring done. And then even Pete Alonso, because the pitch clock and things like that, him absolutely sprinting off the field when he was first due up. I was like, wait a minute, what are we doing here? Man's going to be out of breath by the time he steps into the batter's box. I get there's a clock, but Pete, there's still a commercial break. Like there isn't that much of a rush. So I think that these guys really got to be careful with some of that, because knowing the Mets, I mean, just how common would it be if you take your pick, is running into the dugout because they got to get to the batter's box for the first pitch, and they hurt themselves. It would be so Mets for something like that to happen.
So note to self: if I'm Buck Showalter, do not hit Pete Alonso cleanup this year. If that's going to be the situation, get him back in the 2 spot. Literally, give him time to get.
Or have your top 3 not go down 1, 2, 3. I mean, it would help if Tommy Pham is in batting second. Well, again, I know they're trying to keep guys for the most part where they'll be. If Nimmo's not playing, McNeil leads off. You have Lindor and P, and I guess Escobar in the middle. I thought starting Vogelback against a lefty was pretty interesting. I like it. Like, I want Vogelback to get those reps because come regular season, he's not going to face lefties at all. And like I say all the time, the only way, whether it's a young player, whether it's a guy who's a veteran, the only way they can improve against left-handed pitchers is if they have those reps. So I don't mind Daniel Vogelback getting those ABs in, because I'll tell you what, it got to the point where you say, okay, Vogelback's numbers against lefties are real bad. But guess what? The alternative was Darren Ruff, Mark Vientos, all these other guys who, no matter if it's a righty, a lefty, a guy who throws with both hands or no hands at all, they weren't hitting anything. So I kind of felt like, taking Vogelback out in the 4th inning because a lefty came in early because the team did an opener or something like that, it really just put the Mets at a really big disadvantage. So I'm very curious to see if this is something that maybe they'll do a little more often if you have Vogelback start against lefties, if there really is nobody doing anything from the right side. One of our other stories, Darren Ruff gets the cortisone shot for his wrist. I mean, Mark Vientos, he played in the first game. He struck out, got a hit. So, there still is a lot to be determined there. But I am just very curious to see how they go about that. And I think my other big takeaway from this game was that, no Brandon Nimmo. And we figured no Nimmo, Canada's the guy playing center field. But instead, they went with Tommy Pham. And that's pretty interesting to me. Like, is Tommy Pham the backup center fielder? I don't feel great about that. I mean, there was that one that Rizzo hit, obviously not Anthony Rizzo. The one that he hit that went to the wall and Pham is able to make the play. you feel like since Brandon Nimmo would have been standing there, he would have made that play easily. So that's just one of the things to keep in mind. We know Nimmo, he has his injuries every now and then. Luckily, this is just rest so that he doesn't have injuries, but I don't feel great about Tommy Pham being our first call to play center field if Nimmo's not available.
Yeah, again, this was the acquisition that we wanted, not the guy we wanted to per se to be that fourth outfield. That guy's still, for some reason, still on the market, but God knows he's asking for maybe a 7-year deal at this point. This is the only reason he somehow does not have a job, that being in Jerks Profar. But those are kind of your options. I mean, the only actual true center fielder that's on this on the 40-man is Tim LeCastro. Like, that's the only backup level center fielder, and he played in game 1. But, like, again, he's good defensively. He's fast. He's going to get to everything. He's just not going to hit a lick. And in today's game, there's two positions that are just endless non-bats. It's defensive first, it's center field and catcher. So, but you would have to have power or better offense in the corners. And, I think Canna would probably be, if this was a regular season game, I think there's a good chance probably Canna's in center. But again, spring training, experiment. Can Pham play center field? You're going to probably see. We saw Buck Showalter talk after game 1 that, like, Luis Guillorme is going to get reps at first base when Pete Alonso goes to the WBC. So it's all about experiment. None of these games matter. It's just say, hey, this is the kind of tinkering where say, all right, let's see. If somebody gets hurt, can this guy play center field? Can this guy play third base? Can this guy play first? This is what spring training's for, getting the guys ready for the regular season and also experimenting to say, hey, like in a Nimmo, in a pinch, all right, who could play center field? We know Canna can do it. We know Marte can, but the Mets have said they're going to stick him in right field. So experiment. Can old Tommy Pham still get the balls? We'll see. Cannon's going to get reps out there. Abraham Almonte is probably going to get some reps out there. This is what spring training is. So I'm not taking that much into positions, and especially the first game of spring. It is something that's like, we would have thought Cannon, but hey, see if Tommy Pham can do it. If not, I said it in this video. Maybe there's a chance that, if Beatty does battle out Eduardo Escobar, maybe you can find an Eduardo Escobar trade where maybe you get a center fielder back. Maybe that is something to think about down the line. But again, we're a month away from that idea happening. But I want to move to the pitching side because that is where the battle's at. And you started to see a few guys who are going to be in that conversation for one of the 3 spots in the bullpen. Obviously, the big 4, Diaz, Robertson, Rayleigh, and Otto locked in. And you have those other 3 spots. Jose Budo started off, pitched well, got in and out of jams, 4 strikeouts. Love seeing that. Got taken out because he threw 43 pitches. Got left with a earned run because Parsons came in and just gave up the absolute double to Arkansas Travelers legend Joe Rizzo, who bombed one off the center field wall, driving the first run. But Brigham came in, walk, strikeout, clean inning. TJ McFarland got in and out of jam in his inning, got a strikeout. No-go dog, 7 pitches, strikeout, and got the first 2 outs on 2 pitches. You got to love to see that. Josh Walker in and out of trouble. Jimmy Yacobonis, clean inning. William Woods looked really good in his inning, and then I didn't even know who finished the game out. I didn't know who that guy was. I think he was in Brooklyn.
Yeah, Nathan Lavender. Yeah.
Hey, lefties. Hey, I'm all for lefties in the system. Good. He had good ERA, 1.70 ERA in Brooklyn. So we like those good ERAs. But again, there's 2 position battles that matter for the 2 position battles that matter for the Mets. Is that Beatty v. Escobar, and then the bullpen guys. We made it clear. They brought in a bunch of guys to fill Syracuse and that can be on the big league roster. And, again, first impressions. You want to take, the scoreboard, day 1 goes to Beatty in that one conversation. You could say right now of the guys who pitched, Stephen Nagosic's leading that room right now. If you're going just base by the day, Nagosic's probably leading with probably Yacobonis not far behind. But again, it's the first game in. You're going to have plenty of outings. But these are what the Mets are looking at to say, hey, who can we trust? The guys are going to be in Syracuse. Most of these guys like Woods and Yacobonis will probably end up with Syracuse. But if you have a good spring, they're a lot more competent than bringing up Sean Reed Foley or Jan, the man that should not be named playing in Korea right now. I saved it for you. These guys are better versions, and Epdog has gone out and brought in younger controllable arms, and this is what spring training is. Give these guys their first impressions because reliever injuries are going to happen. Hey, so-and-so is getting hurt. All right, bring up Woods or bring up Yacobonis or Josh Walker if he ever gets a chance, or even TJ McFarland. So, again, this is the main storyline we're looking at is third base and bullpen, and let's see. A certain Chungus has joined.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, first of all, no to that Sean Reed Foley comment. Absolutely not.
Post sticky
He's
stuff. Sorry.
he deserves to be in that conversation if he's actually healthy. Second, fantastic game by Jose Budo. I did not expect him to be amazing because I was told he's bad.
Yes, very bad.
He couldn't get out of the second inning. Every at bat was 5 pitches.
Hey, 4 strikeouts.
And
You like
your point
strikeouts,
is?
like bungees.
He's got a rubber arm. What's the point?
Yeah.
Rubber arm.
If he had a rubber arm, why is he getting taken out after 40 pitches?
Because it's the first spring start. We're not going to
Because
kill
it's the first spring game.
Oh my god!
It's the first spring game. That's why.
Max Scherzer, he'll throw 70 pitches.
Well, Max Scherzer's a different animal.
Okay. Max Scherzer versus Jose Budo. Yep, let's have this debate, folks. All right, let's open it up.
Yeah, I mean, he should inspire these young guys to not be such babies. I mean, back in my day, these guys throwing more than 40 pitches in first spring training starts. So what is?
Yeah, well, back in your day, they threw 80 miles an hour.
Yeah, they got the job done.
Yeah, because they hit the ball 80 miles an hour.
They hit the ball. I mean, it was as many
TJ McFarland. It was nice to see him there.
As he's dying.
I'm dying. Jeff Brigham looked decent, keeping the ball on the ground, but they got through. So, oh well. William Woods, it was good to see him. Pete Alonso looks like he's in mid-season form. Usually he starts off slow in spring. Let's see. Daniel Vogelbach looks like the non-shift is going to help him a little bit. That's cool. Because he's pretty dead pull. Abraham Almonte, very impressive outing for him.
I think he has a better chance to make the roster than. I mean, obviously, if Tommy Pham wasn't here, he'd have a really good shot. But again, it's like we talked about. It's like who really could play the outfit. I mean, look at some of the other guys they brought in afterwards.
Tommy Pham hit the ball very well today. All right.
He's an Eric Campbell. He's going to hit the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Like.
Yep. No, Eric Campbell.
Isn't he wearing J.D. Davis's number?
Yeah, he took Murphy's number. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the the J.D. Davis outcomes.
Well, here's the problem with Eric Campbell was he couldn't lift it. Tommy Pham can actually lift the ball, so that's a different story. Also,
and I guess there's a little thing from Pham that like everyone said, oh, he was dead pull. All his balls are right center field or dead center, which is again.
No, he's not dead. He's not dead.
That's what everyone said last year. Was majority of the stuff was dead pull.
Everyone said last year that's not true.
That is true. That's what Twitter told me. Twitter never lied to me. Tommy Pham got Babbitt tonight. Yes, he did. He got that big again, and also Clover Park's it's not a hitter's park. It's a pitcher's park.
Yeah, this isn't fences moved in City Field.
We got to move the fences in at Clover Park. Bring up the BA.
Again, I mean, he's gonna get plenty of at bats because again, I don't think these other guys will be stealing anything from him, especially if Marte is going to be out and Nimble's going to be resting. He's going to play. That's the sad reality of it. And again,
it's not really a sad reality. I don't know. I think he's ready. I think he's a lot better than we think he is.
All I ask, give me a Marlin Bird season. Give me like that 36-year-old Marlin Bird season. That's what I want from Tommy Pham. This little productive Marlin Bird season, I'll be happy.
If they had that original city.
This man does not like home runs at all. So I would. I was at the exhibition game against Boston.
I hated that original.
I looked. I'm like, who's hitting a homer here? That black fence, those giant like. No one ever.
I didn't like the in and out.
Exactly. Nobody wants those shady, those old City Field dimensions. No. I mean,
you might as well have Tal Hill out there.
If you want the
they're all fat and old. Nobody's hitting a triple.
I mean triples, yeah.
Like Lindor and Nimmo.
The black. What's it called? The black theme. That was nice.
Oh, good.
It's now what is it? Blue now?
I was like, who's hitting? That's why Jason Bay died. They had to move these giant ass fences
or he just wasn't really that talented anyway.
Nah, Jason Bay was a homie. So I feel bad for him. He's a homie.
I feel bad for
No,
Russell.
or he just reached his capacity and just was never going to be the same again.
Exactly. It killed David Wright. It killed Jason Bay.
Killed everyone.
Delgado did it. Yeah, Delgado was just getting injured, but don't need to.
I don't know. I mean, there's no elevation in that place. It's hard.
I think there should be a record. Everyone should have a Yankee Stadium right field. Just 299 feet. There you go. There you go. Bomb up the.
That would increase the offense instead of these, pitch clocks and all that. And I know, everyone's gonna talk about what happened in the Red Sox game. That's
that was stupid. That was stupid.
Crazy.
I'm sitting here. What the hell was that? I'm like, I think you need to turn it off in those situations. Like, if it's like the ninth inning, turn it off. I don't want to see it. You want to speed the game up? Okay. Have it be like 1 through 7. Once you get to like the important innings, turn it off.
They added seconds if there's like runners on base, but
yeah, it's only
I don't know, ninth inning, full count, bases bases loaded. Like there really should be more leeway.
Like at this point, if stuff like that happens in a regular season game, we're gonna have probably that discussion is gonna be higher. But the fact the first day, you already got the pitch clock ruining a ball game. Like, I think you want to speed the game up, yes. Have it be the first 7 innings, and then crunch time. Let the game play.
Think about it with this whole situation. If Ottavino was out on that mound,
well, he did okay
one of those
today.
situations.
Well, I mean, they had stolen base on him the first game.
One of those bases loaded situations. He wasn't in a bases loaded situation today, but
again,
if he was out there, so.
It worked in the minor leagues, and again, I've been to how many minor league games over the last 2 years. Like, it never affected. You don't never pick up on it, but I've never seen that situation happen today. Like, that never has happened in spring. You've had the guys where like delay can get a ball, but like in that kind of situation, that's a rarity if that's ever happened in the minor league. But the fact that first day of the major league system, that's a problem. So.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see who else it affects. At least we don't have Betances anymore because everyone would really be running wild on him. Or Familia, that would just be stolen bases galore. So it's going to be something interesting to follow. These guys, hopefully they got those quick deliveries. I mean, like hopefully Senga doesn't get taken advantage of. I don't know his, pitch to hold speed.
Senga's quick to the plate. Max Scherzer, it shouldn't be a problem. Justin Verlander, it should be fine.
I think it's just literally Ottavino. I think that's the only maybe. I think it literally would probably be Ottavino, be the only guy on the Mets where you're like, okay, that's the kind of damage. But I don't know. I think if that happens again and continues to again, that's a once bases loaded bottom 9. That doesn't happen every game. Right. But I do think if those situations come back and the pitch count is affecting gameplay.
Well, I mean, situations like that, you see that that script basically put on during the playoffs, and I think that's something that.
And if that, again, I understand you want to speed the game up, but I think have it be the first 7 innings, and then let those last 2 innings be baseball. Like, let them, the pitchers are out of it. I don't know. Again, this is the first day. We'll let we're overreacting to an extent. If it happens again and again, then we'll have the conversation. But it's just weird, and it's kind of apropos. First game it happened, so. Scherzer tomorrow, Scherzer, and then Peterson on Monday in St. Louis, and then Quintana's against the Astros. So,
definitely looking forward to seeing Max. I found it weird. They said that story about him with golf. They're like, he's swinging as hard as he can until his oblique gains strength. I'm like, I feel like that makes even more risk of oblique injuries. But
I don't know. It's Max. What do you expect? He's a psycho.
He's crazy. So. Again, hope his oblique holds up because I don't know, man. The depth, we'll see.
Hey, we got David Peterson. What are you talking?
I know we got Petey, but after that,
we got David Peterson. I still can't believe. I love David Peterson. That was something. You said that. I guess we could talk about the kid. Ronnie 0 for 2. Again, people were talking about Ronnie in the first post game.
He sucks.
It's okay. Francisco Alvarez got called out. Luke Ritter. Shout out to Luke Ritter. He got hit by a pitch. He fits right in with the Mets, getting an HBP. But yeah, Alvarez strikes out on a. Again, we can complain about it. The game doesn't matter. Umpire strikes him. Where was that dude's umpire?
My favorite part was the sprinklers going off.
The sprinklers went off too. Like it's spring training baseball day 1.
Spring training for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, especially Mets don't normally do night games, so. The timer got all messed up.
I'm all for more spring night game. Better. Give me these late night or 6 o'clock starts here, or 5 o'clock.
Give me 6 in the morning starts.
No, I'm good. No,
Get it done early.
Ronnie looks like Javi Baez levels of free swinging. Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, no. So he's not going to draw walks. I mean, that's not going to be his thing. He's going to be swinging. So.
That's kind of a lazy comparison, though.
No, it's not. You're just dumb.
It's
I'm worried
lazy
about
comparison.
Alvarez. I don't know why.
That's just like with the crap. That's just like with the crap with Francisco Alvarez and Mike Piazza. He's a hitting catcher.
He's a hitting catcher. Yeah.
He's a shortstop that swings.
He swings at everything. Again,
he's
it's
a shortstop that swings everything. He's Javi Baez.
So if we're gonna do the overreacting for one day, Brett Beatty and Pete Alonso are gonna win co-MVP.
Right. And Almonte.
And Almonte is going to be our quality.
Eduardo Escobar needs to be cut.
Eduardo Escobar is the most luckiest player and also was almost killed by Joey Cora. Tomas Nido still sucks.
And Mark Hanna is ready for the retirement home.
Who?
And Mark Hanna is ready for the retirement home.
And Mark Hanna is, all right. Tommy Pham's hitting the ball hard. So I guess that's pretty much in this game.
And that's the whole summary.
That's pretty much. Again, we don't want to take this too serious. Obviously, it's the first game of spring. We got it.
I do.
I don't know how many more spring training. We're going to do a bunch of them, but I don't know when. How many of these we're going to be like, yeah. Did you not see
Escobar ate so much dirt? Not enough.
Come on. Like at this point, we're as much as I control. I love the minor league guys and seeing Luke Ritter and JT Schwartz. Like, it doesn't matter.
No one likes seeing Luke Ritter, dude. Come on.
All four, Wyatt Young showing up in the first game, Parada getting an AB. Like, I love it, but like some of these guys, like it's the first day.
I like JT Schwartz, but not many of these guys excite anyone. What's this guy's name? Brandon McGill.
Oh, McElrath or whatever. Yeah, I don't know.
McElrath.
This guy's got a Bowman card. I got his card somewhere.
Of course
I got his card. I got some JT Schwartz. I got Luke Ritter Cyclones cards, bro. I gotta
see the power go up with Schwartz this year.
Yeah, especially if he's gonna be first base. Like you gotta get more power.
I need the power to go up. Sorry.
Yep. So
he's contact first, but
I don't know how much more we. Okay, I think we are.
Schwartz be with you.
Have we said our piece? We can say like our final thoughts.
No, we're going. We're still going. We have to go play by play.
Yeah. Okay.
May the Schwartz be with you. Spaceballs reference. It's nice.
So, Frank. So I said my overreact. What's your overreactions for game one? Well, and that's how we're gonna end all these spring training post overreactions.
That Jeff Brigham will be the worst offseason move of the year. Man.
Oh, wow. Of all people you're going to poke at, you're picking Brigham. Okay.
Yeah. No,
Brigham?
He's going to cost them a big game through the division if he keeps pitching.
I don't think he'll ever be in the game while they're in a big game, but
I hope not. But you
that's
never
wrong.
know. Rain could happen,
Absolutely
injuries
wrong.
could happen. It's the Mets. Like anything is possible, both good and bad.
Tub, your overreaction for day one of spring training?
Jeff McNeil can't get any extra base hits. Like
nice. He could have so many ways. I thought he pitched well.
Yucca bonus.
He pitched okay. Not really.
I think he's good if he ain't wild. I mean, he's got a good breaking ball, so and that's what we like here. So the Marlins first baseman looked like a little leaguer out there.
Yeah, I don't know what that man was. That man was. My man will be down in the minor league complex tomorrow.
Frank is 76.
No, Frank is 3,269,000 years old.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
He saw a dinosaur.
Like that.
You know the movie that the new Adam Driver movie, 62 or whatever it's called? That's the life story of Frank About Sports. He fought the dinosaurs. He fought everybody. It was great. It's a great autobiography.
Seen a lot. Yep.
All right, I think we'll end right here at the half-hour mark. Again, we'll go longer during the regular season. Again, spring training, you don't really take that much farther.
Yeah, I can't rant yet. So
yeah, regular season, you will get rants and more deep dive and situation. It's spring training night, day one. We've done 2 post games already. Most channels only did 1. We've done 2. We've done more than most of your YouTubers. So hit the subscribe button, drop a like, turn on those notifications. Podcast coming out on Monday. Frank, you hit it early. If you would like to hit the outro, we can get out of here.
I can't see anything. My monitor is out, so I won't be hitting anything.
So Tub,
My hands are
All right,
tied.
I guess I will be
do
doing
the
it.
honors. We will see you guys.
What was I going to say? Tomorrow, Max Scherzer takes the mound against his former team at 1 Eastern, and that's at Clover Park, so it will be televised. So for those of you who love spring training, this is your time. Mets win 5-2 against the Marlins in their nightcap of the split squad whole situation. They win 1, they lose 1. We'll see you guys next time. Maybe for a post game tomorrow. I don't know, but other than that, and like you said, podcast coming out on Monday. So we'll see you guys. Let's go Mets, and peace out. Yeah.